Welcome to Lapis Moon Tarot. In this reading, we're going to channel messages of advice. So think of a situation, a question that you might have, and we will channel messages for your highest and greatest good so that you can make the most sound decision with the energies that are available to you right now. So I've got 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile number 1, if you are drawn to peony with health, focus on all parts to make it the whole. Beautiful. Pile 2, if you are drawn to African violet, spirituality, it's time to connect with what you believe. And pile 3, if you are drawn to sunflower, assertiveness, rise up and stand stronger and true. Take a moment, pause the video if you need, and choose your pile. When you've made your selection, the timestamp for your reading will be in the comments below and in the description. I'll get started with pile number 1. Group number 1, if you chose peony with health, focus on all parts to make the whole. Definitely feels like a holistic approach to your mental, spiritual, and physical health. Like you're finally seeing the connections between all parts of your life. Sage with blessing, beautiful card. Dances on one foot, balancing act. And the flamenco also balancing on one leg. I love that. When the oracle cards synchronize like that, that's so beautiful. Number 6 here with blessings and number 9 here with dances on one foot. This definitely feels like an awakening period for you. You might be using sage or have started using sage to purify your space, to purify your energy. If you haven't, you might be called to. I think it would be really healing, especially at the end of a day when you're done with all of the responsibilities you've been juggling, to just have some space to yourself where you can clear it with some sage, with some meditation, perhaps a prayer. Moon here is very, very introspective. We're talking going within, we're talking meditation, prayer, perhaps even journaling. Jupiter coming to bless you for this introspection, for the work that you're doing within. It also feels like a spiritual decluttering. Like you might be really into wanting to organize your space better, organize your calendar better, organize your social obligations better. Like I see you figuring out how to do this balancing act in a way that feels like it's not so much a duty and like a chore, but it's like you're seeing the spiritual aspect to it, right? Where when you take care of others and nurture others, or you take care of your space and you organize it and you clean it, all of these are acts of worship. All of these are spiritual acts for your own benefit, for your soul's growth, for the growth of the people that are being nurtured by you, like your children. These are acts of devotion. They're helping your soul grow. You are mastering your ego. I mean, when they talk about ego death, you know, have a child and right, take care of a dependent for a little while, and you'll see an ego death easily, right? Having to forego your own needs in order for someone else to thrive. And I'm not saying consistently and all the time, but there is quite a bit of having to prioritize the needs of someone dependent on you on top of your needs, right? But it's always within a season, you know. It's not always meant to be like this where you feel like you're constantly juggling things, but there's a beauty in it, there's a grace, there's a soul growth in it. And I think you're starting to see it that way. Instead of a chore, instead of an obligation, you're seeing what a beautiful, spiritual, soulful contribution your acts are, but you're also making sure that you're not overwhelmed by them, that you're balancing them and you're not taking on more than you can handle, more than should be your fair share. Because the flamingo, although it balances, it's also really fun. This is a social creature. This is someone who wants to go out and have a good time, enjoy life, you know, be lively, right? Look at this beautiful pink color. Don't feel like your obligations are forcing you to say no to new opportunities. You can handle the balancing act. You're not always holding all the balls at the same time, right? When we're juggling, half the time things are up in the air, and that's okay. Don't fear that you're going to drop it all. When God, the universe, gives you an opportunity to perhaps meet new people, to form a community, to socialize, to have some fun. Like, don't say no to that. It's all meant to be balanced together, right? It's all part of the human experience. And the more you do this introspection work, the more you go within, the more you're going to realize what your soul is calling for, what you need more of in your life, how to balance better, right? And what to say no to. And then also, not feeling guilty for saying no, because you are not meant to burden it all on your own shoulders. Both of these cards, you know, they're not burdened by their balancing act. Even though they're both on one leg, you can see from the expressions on the face that this is absolutely a peaceful, natural, normal part of their existence, not something that they're overwhelmed with or frazzled by or burdened by, right? So if there needs to be adjustments made in your life to take some weight off, then that's something to look at. And again, with that introspection, we release, we cleanse, we purify. We don't hold ourselves to this unrealistic standard. We are a human being within our own capacity, and we are going to take care of responsibilities, but also are allowed to enjoy life. We're allowed to, express joy. We're allowed to have fun. Yeah, oh, I love that. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to take 3 more cards. Love that, the sun. 2 more. 8 of Pentacles, beautiful. And 1 more. Here it is. 3 of Cups. Yes, I was seeing that for you. I love this. Beautiful, beautiful spread. Make sure that's all in the frame. Okay, so this 3 of Wands in the reverse, that's that call out saying that you are limiting yourself from new opportunities, because sometimes you focus so much on the micro that you lose sight of the macro, right? Like you lose sight of the long-term plan of where you want to head, because you're so in the details of juggling these current balls and making sure that everything you're doing is like done right and perfectly, and just kind of running from one thing to the next. This card to me feels like, slow it down, figure it out. Where do you want to be? What's your long-term goal? Where do you end up? All of this balancing that you're doing, all of this work you're doing, where is it leading you to? The card itself says adventure, luck, and action. Yeah, don't say no to opportunities. Don't limit yourself by being so micro-focused on what's in front of you that you lose sight of things that might be fun, things that might be adventurous, things that you might try out. The Lovers, Major Arcana, love, harmony, and union. If you're not in a current relationship, I see one coming for you. This feels like also once you tune into the energy of self-love, that you attract the right partner. Or if you're currently in a relationship, that partner sees you in a different light, that it unifies you in a different way, that you become more reciprocal, right? There's like understanding here between these 2 people. This is soulmate kind of energy where you're very open, where you're very honest. You know, there's give and take here in this relationship. It's very balanced, harmonious. When you do this introspective work, when you declutter, when you cleanse your energy, you cleanse your space, even your mental space, and you start seeing things more clearly for what you want in your life, you're putting a very clear boundary around yourself and your self-worth, and you're saying, I'm only allowing these things within my boundary. You know, things that fulfill me, things that bring me joy, things that give me purpose. But once you put a boundary around that energy that you're expending, doing these very beautiful, important, natural things in your life, you attract the right partner, or you attract the right parts of this relationship to grow, to harmonize. And you feel fulfilled, you feel seen. The Sun, one of the best cards to get in all of tarot. Light, life, energy, beautiful. See it illuminating your life, bringing you good luck, bringing you good fortune, like that Jupiter was showing. This is a yes card. This is enthusiasm. This is vitality. This is you breathing life into your day-to-day again. You know, making it exciting, making it joyful, making it so that you're looking forward to things that also replenish you, bring you joy, you know, are just for fun. They're just silly. Maybe it's even just rest. You know, when was the last time you were rested, right? Illuminating that for you. Energizing it, bringing it into your energy field. This is beautiful energy to work with. 8 of Pentacles. You don't shy away from hard work. Education, achievement, hard work, and results. 8 of Pentacles tells me that this is something you can absolutely do for yourself. This inner work, this spiritual work, this reassessment, this reorganizing of your life, so that there's a balance between the obligations and the fun, right? Because it's a kind of a work as well. This is inner work, right? This might be even shadow work. This might be healing inner child, because you are deprogramming things that made you think you had to do it all by yourself, or it had to be perfect, or you couldn't say no to anyone else, and you were draining your energy. Whatever you're healing here, this work will pay off. You know, you're going to see the results. And what are they? Look at this. Three of Cups, being surrounded by community, by true friendship, by true joy, by family. The card itself says family, friends, joy, abundance. I love this for you. Look at how rebalancing your energy and marking it as sacred, marking it as purposeful, marking it as something that you are giving of yourself willfully, right? Of your own accord. Look at how that changes your environment, your relationships, even your relationship with yourself. This is truly beautiful, beautiful energy to work with. I'm going to get you one final card. Oh my goodness. Health. Look at that. Completely synchronized. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Oh, I just love this so much for you. Look at all this green. Heart chakra. You might want to listen to some heart chakra meditations. You might be drawn to green and pink stones for the heart chakra. So when you are meditating or praying, that might be something that you might feel drawn to. Definitely placing a hand on your heart when you meditate might very much reconnect you to that inner space. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on my next one. Group number 2, if you were drawn to African Violet with spirituality, it's time to connect with what you believe. This will be a reading. I'm actually really excited for this one because I can't wait to dig in to see what kind of oracle messages you got for spirituality. All right, we've got Chamomile with inner peace. The crossing initiation with 54 also goes to a 999. Interesting. I love it when things synchronize. You might be seeing repeating numbers. You might be seeing 99 a lot. And fish. Oh, I love the colors on this. Fish to me always brings about images of prosperity, but in this case too, because of the way it is just floating in the water, it's very go with the flow, going within, feminine energy, understanding and trusting the path that God, the universe has for you, understanding that you are being led to the right path, trusting the process, right? They also travel in schools. So there's this kind of community feel here too, like you're not alone. I mean, even here with the deer, there's this call to slow it down. You might be rushing headfirst into your spiritual awakening. Perhaps there was a trigger point. Perhaps you've just kind of had the veil pulled down and you're seeing the world in a new light and you're trying to figure it all out. Like you're doing a lot of different things. Maybe you've already done some courses. Maybe you're reading a lot of books. You're watching a lot of videos and you're trying to absorb all of the information to get to the other side, like where you understand your purpose or you understand the spiritual guidance that is being offered to you. You understand your purpose. You understand how to manifest it into this life, what you're supposed to do, like all the big questions. And you're rushing through this process. But here, there's this call to go within, to slow it down. The messages are coming within, right? Even with the water here, confirmation of that feminine water energy of introspection, of meditation. This is an inner journey. You might also be called to drink some chamomile tea. Always, of course, making sure that you are able to and it's healthy for you. But that might be a call as well. Chamomile is very calming. You might be having trouble sleeping, or you're someone who wakes up at 2 or 3 in the morning a lot. Especially when we're having our spiritual awakening. Tends to be the favorite time to wake up. If that happens to you, you can always ask for your higher self, for your guides to give you a break, to slow it down, to let you rest. You can also keep a journal next to your bed to write down any thoughts or dreams you might have had. This is a very, very spiritual time for you. The crossing, yeah, I see that. You've had a spiritual awakening for sure. You're in that process right now, like you're leaving your old self, you're leaving your old belief systems behind, you're leaving your old, even like programming, right? Things that were holding you back before. It's like the truth has been revealed and you are forging forward, wanting to cross the threshold, wanting to like know it all, like right now, like what are you supposed to be doing? What is your purpose? What is your soul growth? You know, what, all of it. So many questions. But it's, the call is to go with the flow of this current situation. Spirit is not loud, you know, spirit is not showy. This is a quiet, contemplative energy. This is subtle energy. Just like the 9-9 here, where you're seeing synchronicities, like pay attention to them, write them down, contemplate on them, then go back and revisit. Sometimes it's not like a blast of lightning. Sometimes it's quiet whispers, quiet hunches, following your gut, following your intuition, reading on it, reflecting on it, and then we see the pattern, and then we see the situation for what it is. I do feel like you're about to meet a teacher. Maybe you've been seeking one, maybe you've been praying for one, you've been manifesting one. Someone who sees you in this state of initiation, they're waiting for you to cross because you're not quite ready yet. You're in that in-between period. And I understand it can feel very, very much like, let's get on with it. Let's move to the next part of my life. What am I supposed to be doing? But this crossing is very important too. You know, we're saying goodbye to our old self. We're saying goodbye to our limiting beliefs, to what was holding us back. Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. 5 of Swords, yep. Let's get 3 more. 5 of Cups in the reverse, interesting. You and your recurring numbers, okay. I would look up the meaning of 9-9 and 5-5. I feel like change is in your life. 2 of Cups, okay. Be that teacher, someone new coming into your life. 1 more card. The Tower, definitely in the midst of change, in the midst of upheaval. Okay, very cool spread. The Queen of Pentacles, this could be you. Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. You could have this in your top 3. If not, this is talking to me more about looking around for the resources that you have right now, your own resources, your knowledge, your intellect, your ability to ground information into this existence now as you learn and you manifest and you apply that knowledge into your life. It's very tactile. Your self-worth has grown. You see yourself in a different way, in a different light. Almost feels like heart chakra energy too, with all this green and pink. Like you've healed your heart, you've healed your self-worth, you love yourself, you see yourself clearly. It's also about nurturing others. It's about sharing your resources. You know, you're a queen, right? Feminine or masculine, doesn't matter. This is an energy. This is queen energy. Nurturing, caring, a leader, generous, but not overly so. It's like seeing yourself for who you are for the first time. Look at how beautifully these colors align too. Love that. Very heart chakra, very abundant as well. I mean, this is Pentacles, right? So we were seeing that with the fish and abundance coming your way. So the more you're aligned with who you are, how you manifest, how you move in the world, what draws you, like this nature right here, that's fully Pentacle energy. That's the earth. That's, you know, planting. That's having a garden. That's taking care of your space. All those things help you manifest walking in nature, where you find your peace. 5 of Swords and 5 of Cups. This is very interesting to me. I feel like this is why you're in that transition, because you have reconciled yourself emotionally to your current situation, but mentally you're still battling yourself. And so that's why you're still in the crossing, because emotionally you have healed that state where we cry over past mistakes or past wrongs that were done to us, right? 5 of Cups is crying over spilled milk. It's constantly looking back at, why did this happen? Why me? You know, this wasn't fair, which I agree. Most things that happen to us aren't fair. You know, we don't see the purpose for it. But the 5 of Cups in reverse tells me you've healed from that. You've moved on from that. You've kind of taken a lesson and said, okay, well, that sucked. You know, but I'm not going to let that define my future self. I'm not going to let that define my self-worth. that was something wrong with those people who wronged me, or that situation was just not meant for me. And I'm not going to cry over the cups that have spilled, right? This is emotional. This is growing emotionally from the hardships, from the situations. This is growing resilience. It's understanding that God has a better plan for you. But the Five of Swords in the upright, it's like you're still battling mentally with this concept. And it could be that the spiritual awakening that you've had, you feel it in your heart first, because your heart chakra was also highlighted here. Like you understand and believe the truth of it, but your mind still hasn't reconciled it. And so you're still kind of working through that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can take your time. It could be part of why this inner peace is so important, right? That mental reconciliation, letting your logic understand that not everything has an explanation. That sometimes we just know something spiritually is right, but there's no tangible way to prove it out. And so sometimes we have to just have that faith and that trust in our own inner guidance, our own inner ability to navigate this world in a spiritual lens, right? So you don't need the outer proof. The outer proof will come. You understand that the path appears as you start stepping out onto it, right? As Rumi said, right? So it's the same thing with this teacher. It's like this teacher is going to appear to you when you've integrated this lesson, that you don't necessarily will see where you end up when you cross this bridge, but that you trust it. You trust your heart, you trust your intellect, you trust your own resources are going to get you through. You can have faith in yourself, and you can have faith in the divine guiding you. You don't need to see the ending to trust it. And when that happens, I feel like the Two of Cups. You meet someone very special. This could be a romantic relationship, but it's also a friendship. It could be a teacher, someone who shows you the way. Like, how are they living in this truth? How are they navigating the spiritual side of life beautifully, right? Someone on your level. It's very reciprocal. I love that they've had that intertwined cup as a representation of how there's this exchange of ideas, of emotions, of energy between these two people. And it's beautifully reciprocated. Final card, the Tower. In the reverse, resisting this change. The brain does not want to accept that we've had this spiritual awakening, that we've had our world kind of gone upside down on us, nothing makes sense perhaps, or we had a deep realization that the world that we believed was around us isn't actually true. It's just a concept of our own perception. And now we have to realign with what we now know is the truth of the world. And we are a spiritual being having a physical experience in this world, right? And so there's a little bit of resistance here, but I think you know that no tower falls down unless it's on solid ground, right? And so if the idea or the concept wasn't solid to begin with, there was no choice but for it to crumble down. So be in your spiritual awakening, take it as it comes, go with the flow. It's going to make sense, but you can let go a little, right? Don't hold on so tight. You already done it with your heart. You already believe it. Like, I see you glowing up. I see your heart chakra glowing up. Your self-worth, beautiful. Let's get you one more oracle card for advice on how you can let go. How can you ease into this inner peace? The chamomile, I feel, will help. Journaling will help. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yes, trusting your mental faculties, trusting your mental faculties, trusting your intellect, trusting that you will figure it out as you go. You don't need to see the end goal to know exactly how you're going to get there. You can visualize it, you can work towards it, but if things change, you can adapt. It's a discipline. It's a muscle you're flexing right now to kind of let go of the control a little bit. So think of it that way, because you could be someone who's very intellectually, like, I just find you're very smart, like you're very adept. I feel like you're a very smart person, and you almost have to play this game with your mind. Like, look at it as an exercise of discipline to let go a little, to let the heart lead, to let your spirituality lead, to let your soul lead. That you don't need to always hold tight, because the mind doesn't know everything. The heart is also here. The spirit is also here. This is a holistic approach, right? It's time to connect with what you believe. It is. It's like it is a mental exercise. You need to believe it in order for you to connect to it, and then that opens your path to spirituality. So work on that. What is it that you want to see your life evolve into? Make it a mental exercise so you believe in it wholeheartedly. This discipline of waking up every morning, reaffirming it, perhaps even having like a little ritual in the morning. Like pick a song or a poem or something with rhythm, something that you can, put a beat to, and sing it to yourself in the morning in the mirror about trusting more, about letting go more, about being in flow more, about meeting the right opportunities and people. Like everything comes to you. Make it a dance, make it a song, make it a ritual every morning. Look at yourself in the eyes when you're singing it. I know it sounds silly, but I feel like you need that. You need to make it a routine, a discipline. I'm really excited to see where this takes you, this crossing, where you're going to end up. It's going to be beautiful. I wish you all the very best. I'll see you on my next one. Group number 3, if you pick the sunflower with assertiveness, rise up and stand strong and true. It feels almost like you have to stand up to like your inner bully, like to your own limiting beliefs about yourself, like to that voice in your head that says like, no, can't do that, that seems risky, let's not do that. That type of programming. Let's see. Okay. We've got ayahuasca with rebirth in the reverse, number 50. Black Moon Lilith, we've got Neptune and Jupiter. This is a beautiful card, by the way. Look at the ancestral forces guiding your DNA, healing them for your rebirth. You've got Jaguar here as well, like that bravery to meet this, the snake shedding its own skin, being reborn. Oh, this is so beautiful. So many blessings here. But in the reverse, 62, Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, number 62. This is an invitation. Oh, look at the fairies. Interesting. Could be Celtic in origin, Willow the Wisp. I'm not familiar, but it does very much feel like being guided in the darkness towards a path that you might not be so used to or sure of, but it's an invitation here. Last card, the turtle. Love that. Slow and steady wins the race. You move at your own pace. You learn your own way, right? Turtles are born on the beach by themselves. They have an innate intuition to go towards the water. They survive many, many dangers in order to become full grown. There's wisdom here, there's persistence, there is resilience. They don't move at the pace of, other animals, right? They're not fast. There's this call to not compare yourself and where you are in your journey with someone else, because you're moving at your own pace, but you will outlast, and what you're building will outlast something that is quick and easy, right? Turtles live for hundreds of years. You're building something that's more like a legacy, but it feels scary. You're resisting it. You're resisting it because it feels unsafe, it feels uncertain. Like, what if it doesn't work out? And there's this old tape playing in your mind of, no, we gotta play it small, we gotta play it safe, we can't take risks. Look at how everyone else has already got this, this, and this, and I just gotta work harder in the same way that I have been in order to get there. But we know that doing the same thing and expecting a different result isn't actually logical. We gotta try something new. We gotta try something different. There's an invitation with Willow of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. This is a path, less taken, right? This is a path that is calling for you to put down your fear and try something different, try something new that will be like a legacy, that will be building something that is long lasting. It's also going to be really healing, because you're going to heal I want to even say like generational trauma with this idea that you got to play it safe and small. You got to just put your head down and work hard, and then, eventually success will come, or you'll get just enough to live by, but at least you won't risk what you currently have, right? It could have been ancestral trauma with losing a lot, with being displaced, with being conquered. Who knows, right? Like it feels very much like grasping tightly to what you have and not rocking the boat, not being seen, not trusting your vision, not trusting your inner voice, um, not trusting that there could be an easier way to live this life. But I feel like God, the universe, sees your hard work, sees that you are absolutely capable of more, and that's why you're getting this invitation. Perhaps setting up a I love this for you so much. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Healing the money blocks, healing the abundance blocks, healing that voice in your head that tells you that you're not worthy of walking through this door to this place where it's warm and luxurious and you can rest and you can feel part of something. You're not locked out in the cold. The key is right here, and you're healing that. Perhaps you're listening to meditations on removing money blocks. Perhaps you're doing inner child healing. Maybe even visiting your Akashic records to see this pattern being repeated in your soul's imprint. Because once we know it's there, it's easier to look at and heal it, right? I love this deep programming for you. I love that you're breaking the limiting beliefs. I love that you're healing your DNA and saying, no, I'm not going to believe in something that might have been passed down generationally, or maybe you even visit your Akashic records and you see this imprint in your soul and you say like, no, thank you. Because once we know it's there, it's easier to heal because we know what we're healing. And if it is blocks around your self-worth, it is blocks around abundance, or playing it small and safe, but then feeling like you're left out in the cold, feeling like, why does everyone else get this but not me? Something's wrong. Ace of Swords in the reverse. And just take one card at a time. So keep shuffling here. Nine of Cups in the reverse. You suppress your own ideas. You suppress your own insights. Like you'll get like an amazing insight, an amazing intuitive hit, and you'll just suppress it and not act on it because you don't believe that it's true. Like you don't believe that you can do anything with this idea, but you're so brilliant. Like your mind is so bright. You get inspired so easily. And this is divine inspiration. I mean, this is an ace card. And so you block your own happiness. You block your own fortune. You block your own good luck by denying the roots for that good luck to reach you. Let's do two more. I'm going to take them one at a time. The Tower in the reverse. You might have been drawn to another pile as well. If that were the case, I would suggest going to watch that pile after this one. You might get some insights into yourself. The Two of Swords. Yes, there's a decision to be made here. The Tower here tells me that this change is coming. It's inevitable. You are seeing how much you've been held back by your belief systems, by your limits on yourselves, by that inner voice telling you that, no, I can't do this, or no, this idea is no good, it won't amount to anything. You're seeing how much that's holding you back. This tower is kind of crashed. This tower is going to come down. I know tower sounds scary because it is usually a major life event that changes and breaks down everything, but it doesn't break down anything that's on solid ground. It only breaks down those things that are not real. Those false illusions we cling to, that we're safe if we play it small, that, whatever you have, grasp onto it tightly. Those are illusions. Anything can be taken away, anything can be given. And right now you're in the midst of that and you're holding so tight to the old way of being, to the monologue, to that tape that keeps playing in your mind, trying to stay in the familiar because the unfamiliar is so scary. So there is a choice to be made here. Two of Swords. Your heart and your mind are battling. Your spirit knows which way to go. Your soul knows which way to go. Who wants to stay in the energy of Five of Pentacles? Feeling without, feeling locked out, feeling out in the cold, feeling like nothing works out for you. you never have enough. Who wants to feel that way? No one. But we get trapped in the illusion of safety, of familiarity, of, this is good enough. Like, it's not the worst. So I'll just accept this tolerable amount of misery, right? Really. Make that choice, make that decision. This is the advice here. If that's okay and this is where you want to stay, this is your choice. You have free will. Let me get you a different oracle card. Let me get you a little bit more to help you with this decision, to help you figure out how you can move past this, how to heal that inner voice, to trust the universe more, to trust God more, to trust yourself more. Time for a nap, number 24. I like that. Sometimes it's the simple things. Rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message is, this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, and your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force of conscious direction, as you observe without engaging. Yes, if you are figuring out how to make this decision, step out of your own way. The overly busy mind can block you from your inner wisdom. So, do something that keeps your busy mind busy. Go for a walk. Do some kind of like mundane chore, right? When they say like chop wood, right? So, some type of mundane chore, whether it's sweeping the floor, whether it's folding laundry, doing dishes, whatever the mundane chore is that keeps your busy mind busy, so that you can just breathe, be conscious, be mindful, calm it down. Because sometimes meditation is difficult for some of us, right? We need to keep our busy mind busy. We get intrusive thoughts. It's very hard to clear the mind. So sometimes being mindfully doing something that is of use, that is of purpose, organizing your space, cleaning something that keeps your hands busy. It could also be that you do have very vivid dreams. So give yourself enough time to rest. Make rest like a ritual. Dim the lights. Put on a nice soothing meditation or music in your room. Make sure that your bed is comfortable, it's clean, your space is clean, it's decluttered, your room is dark, right? No electronics in the bedroom. Make sleep a ritual. And then set intention to it. I want to dream for guidance. I want this sleep to be restful, to be rejuvenating. I ask for guidance in this decision that I'm making, in this change that is happening in my life. See what kind of dreams come through. I'm going to give you one more oracle card here. This is the deck I used for the other two groups. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Yes, this Tower energy. You're figuring it out. It's not the end of all. It is just space being made for a new beginning. Letting go of old things that don't serve you. This could be work. This could be relationships that aren't serving you. They're breaking down for good reason. You're being reborn. Make a conscious act to be reborn in a state of your highest self, for your highest good. Every day, have this self-care ritual with your sleep. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.